What's going on, guys? Just want to talk to you a little bit about sliders and shots. So here we go on hole number 7 of Maple Bay 9-hole cup. I'm using an extra mile 9 and a kingmaker, but don't worry about my driver and don't worry about anything else, okay? I'm not using any elevation on this shot. I'm using 3 left spin and no more than 5 top spin on any extra mile that I'll use. I'll use extra mile 7, 8, and 9 in this video. 7, 8, and 9. 6-4 plays 3.2 rings. I pull over the bullseye, and the stronger the wind, the more curl I apply. We drive it. For 357 yards. So 357 yards, okay? 357 yards using the Thorn. We're going to play that at 40% slider. 357, we're going to play at 40% slider at 10% elevation. And you're going to notice a couple set points. I'm always going to have my red and blue rings kind of in the bunker. And I'm always going to use some backspin. And I'm always going to be checking out the distance of my club. Did you notice that? Did you see how I'm always checking the distance of my club? I go from max to min, and I make sure that I know where I am in my club before I start the shot positioning. Okay, so here we go. We're going for the shot. I make my adjustment. I'm using backspin, and I always pull over the bullseye. I pull over the bullseye. The adjustment is 2.5 rings. All of the yellow and half the red ring. Rewind it if you need to. 40% slider, 10% elevation, and we hit perfect. And we drop it for the eagle. So now we have a benchmark. We know that 357 at 40% slider is good. We know that that's good. So we go on to our next account. And we're going to use our extra mile 9. This is the main account. We're using the extra mile 9. We have 6.5 wind. And we're going to pull this 3.3 rings. 3.3 rings. Remember, I pull over the bullseye, which, you know, some people may think is 2.2 rings. I think it's 2 rings. So anyways, I pull over the yellow, over the whole yellow, the red, into the blue. I'm going to hit curl, or I'm going to use curl just to bring the ball around because we're not really playing a linear line here. But I'm making sure that I get my yardage notes because if you're going to use slider, you have to always use the same spins and take the same shots, okay? So 357 was 40%. Okay, 352. Okay, 352. So we're 5 yards shorter. 5 yards shorter. So we're going to have to increase the slider to 50% slider. Instead of 40%, we're going to play 50%, which is mid distance. So we're going to be playing mid distance now, okay? 1 yard equals 2% slider when it comes to the Thorn, subtracting or dividing or adding. 6.2 rings at 10% elevation, medium distance, or 50% slider is going to be 2.9 rings. You're going to see me pull, you're going to see me check where I am in my club, and then you're going to see me pull over the bullseye. All right? I'm going to pull from 0.9 into the red over to the edge of the yellow. 2.9 rings with the wind blowing north. You always want to hit perfect, especially with the Thorn, and we drop it in for an eagle. Okay, we're 2 for 2. So now we go on to our next account. Turd hurdler. We're using an extra mile 9 this time. You're still going to see me pull or add the same spins that I did last time. 3 left spins. No more than 5-ish top spin on any driver. The extra mile 7 only has 4.5, so whenever I use that one, I use max. So 4-7, I'm going to pull 2.4 rings, pulling over the bullseye. Adding curl. I always try to use around the same amount of curl. I decrease or increase depending on wind strength. And you're really never going to get any less than 4.5 miles per hour, and you're never going to get more than 6.5 miles per hour in pro using the Kingmaker. Now, we drove it 354 yards. So 357 yards was 40% slider. So 354 yards is going to be 42% slider. You see what I mean? Because we're a little bit further back. All right, so we're going to go 42% slider.
All right, guys.
Sorry, watching some Neo there. Okay, 42% slider with the Thorn. I'm always checking my club. At 5.2 is going to be 2.3 rings. 2.3 rings. And see, I'm always using my yellow and blue, or my red and blue rings. Near the bunker there is my set points. All right. Again, double checking my club, getting my set points, making sure that I'm spinning to the pin. In this situation, you always want to try to use some backspin. If you don't have to use side spin, I don't. I try not to use side spin. I use the Kingmaker to control the wind, not necessarily for the spin. It definitely helps on the drive, but it's mainly for the second shot. So we pulled 2.3 rings because we know our slider elevations. We've already drained 2 shots from there already. We hit perfect. And we drop it in for the eagle. Now I'm going to show you one with low-level clubs. All right, this is going to be an extra mile 7, okay, with Mother Putter. All right, now we are, and this was not Pro 2, this was Pro 1. This is a glitch. Anyways, so we're using 3 bars of left side spin. We're using max top spin, which is 4.5, and we're starting at the edge down there as far as we can. 5.8 is going to play 2.9 rings with curl, and we're going to make sure that we write down how far we go. We always want to write down our yardages. That's what helps us use the slider. That's what helps us get accurate. You know, you always don't want to just use min, mid, or max numbers unless you're at min, mid, or max numbers. Okay, so we drive the ball beautifully on down there with old Mother, and we get it 355. So at 355, well, we knew that 357 was 40%. So 355 is going to play, again, 42% slider. All right, it's basically easy stuff, guys. It's really easy stuff. Love the slider. Love dialing it in. And okay, 5.2 miles per hour, 42% slider. It's going to play 2.1 rings. Again, my blue ring, red ring down there near the bunker. I'm always going to be using backspin, and I'm always going to be checking the distance of my club. I don't have any ball guideline with the Thorn level 6, so I'm happy to guesstimating, but I always leave about, 3/4 of a green square between myself and the pin. That way it has room to do what it has to do. I pull 2.1 rings. I pull all of the yellow ring and then 0.1 into the red. 2.1 rings. I pull over the bullseye. If I had to pull 3 rings, I would pull all of the yellow and then the red ring. That's 3 rings. And we drop it in for the eagle. So that's 4 for 4. So then we go on to our 5th account, final account, Battlefinger. Battlefinger takes his extra mile 9 with a 5.7 wind. No elevation. With our extra mile, and we're going to pull that 3.2 rings. Or, I'm sorry, 3 rings. Three rings. There we go. 3 rings. We're going to add curl, and we're also going to make sure that we use the same spin sets that we do in each shot. Now, hitting great will affect your distance to the hole. Great right, if the hole is more right, will take you closer to the hole. Great left could take you farther away. All right. So we have 355 again. Boom, we know 355 is 42% slider at 10% elevation. 42% slider at 10% elevation for the Thorn is going to play 2.6 rings. We're going to check the distance of our club. We're going to see where max and min. Well, at this point, we're so damn dialed in, we know that we can just hit it. We know that it's 42% slider. At this point, we don't even have to check the distance of our club. We're so confident. We've already gone 5 for 5 in the opening round. Now we're getting ready to go 10 for 10 in the final round on hole number 7 using the slider method. We pull 2.6 rings, all of the yellow from tip to tip and 0.6 into the red. We adjust. No underpower, no overpower, no curl whatsoever. We hit perfect. And we drop it in the hole 10 for 10. I hope this video helped you guys. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And best of luck out there on the course. Take it easy.